All right, for the next exercise today, we're going to go over the lateral squat or the lateral lunge in a front rack position. So I'm going to be using kettlebells today. I like kettlebells because they recreate the position we're usually in when we're playing a sport, and whether we're playing defense, all right, or we're learning to take a hit with an opponent, it helps recreate that athletic position up top. Now, I'm going to demonstrate a couple of reps without the weight, and then we'll move into the movement with the front rack. So I've purposely put a block here because what you're going to experience and probably do yourself, like I have many times, is you're going to overstep the lateral lunge. Okay, so let's say I'm doing a rep, I'm going to sidestep, and I'm overstepping, okay? Now, it looks like a good position, it is a good position, right? The thing I don't like is how it's going to carry over to a movement like a squat or even a gait pattern, because if you see, my hip is in, my knee is out, and basically it's just kind of this diagonal line up, all right, which is going to minimize as much force output I can do when driving back, all right? Versus if I focus on this concept of less is more, okay? I'm only going to step to the block, all right? And from here, I can really emphasize keeping my hip and my knee in a straighter line, all right? And that way I can send my hips back, and this is going to carry over to a gait pattern or an athletic position like running or any other ball sport that you play. So the reason I use the block is I need a reference point for where not to step, okay? So the front rack position will look like this. You get your kettlebells up, start with your feet under your hips, all right? You have your marker, which is the block, all right? And I'm not protracting to the point that I'm like shrugging up. I'm pressing out, but I'm keeping my shoulder blades down at the same time. So it's almost like a protraction, depression. All right, I take a breath. I'm going to sidestep to the right, send my hips back, and then up. I like that rep. Again, I sidestep, send the hips back, and up. What you'll notice with your clients or yourself is when you do the sidestep, so here I go, I sidestep, you're going to see a lot of knees move anteriorly. Because I want you to emphasize getting people's glutes to engage and their posterior chain to fire, really tell them to reach forward, send their hips back, and then drive. All right, and for somebody who's new to this movement, they might just do lateral squats in place. Arms can be out, or behind the head is a pretty challenging position for most people. That's the whole motion. So if you're trying to take your single leg training to the next level, I highly recommend playing with front rack lateral lunges. And again, you'll see that I'm barefoot. You're going to get a lot more out of your ankles, knees, and hips if you do this barefoot. The shoe, like if you have shoes on, you're just going to get some extra sliding around in the sneaker. So that's why I'm a big fan of doing this stuff barefoot. But to each their own. Thanks for watching.